If you're looking for some sketchbook ideas, or if you just want to have some fun with your art, this is going to be perfect for you. And the best part about it, you really can't even mess it up. Today we're going to be using the Stabilo All watercolor pencil, and I'm just going to be using black, and it is so much fun to play around with, and I think you'll really enjoy it. If we haven't met yet, I'm Rashonda, and I'd like to welcome you to the channel. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to have you both, and I hope you're going to enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Let's go ahead and go on over to the art studio and get started. Here's what we're using today. We have a mixed media sketchbook because we are going to be using water. And then this amazing little pencil. This is the Stabilo All black watercolor pencil. That's all we need. And then a brush and a little bit of water. This pencil is so much fun. I recently got these and I tell you what, I am really enjoying it. So what you do is you simply draw out whatever you're working on. In this case, I did a rose. You just draw it like you would with a regular pencil, and you just leave out the shading because we're going to do the shading with the water when we activate the pencil. This is so much fun. I did find that a little bit looser style works the best. And what you do is just add a little bit of water to it, and it will start to activate that pencil. Now you do have to play around with the amounts of water and the amount of pencil that you're using. The darker the pencil is, the darker it's going to be when you activate it, of course. And you can dilute it a little bit, I found, by dragging it further away from your pencil lines. And then if you want it a little bit darker, you just go over that pencil line again and pull that black into your drawing. Now, normally I use a lot of color in my drawings, but I'll tell you what, I am really embracing this look of the black and white with this pencil. And as you can see, I did it a little bit of a sketchier method with this one, where I drew some of the basic shapes underneath, and I left those in there so you could see them. But the cool thing is you can work with the pencil in the water and you can blend those in pretty easily just by pulling those pencil lines in. And it's going to work pretty similar to the same way watercolors would work, because it's a watercolor pencil, so it's going to work the same way. And what I mean by that is that if you're working while it's wet, it's going to react differently than if you let the layers dry. And you can work back and forth in layers the same way you would with watercolor paint. Yeah, I can go back in with the pencil again. So if I wanted to do some more shading up here and make this a little bit darker, all I have to do is add a little bit more pencil and pull that down. Or I could go back over these pencil lines that from my original drawing and pull those in. Now you do want to make sure you're using a heavier paper. This is the mixed media pad. You could use a watercolor paper, would work well. And this does buckle a little bit, but not too bad. This paper's been working out very nicely for this. And that's all you do. You just pull that pencil in to where you want the darker areas. So down here, I want some shadows on the stem. This is going to be a little bit more in shadow down here. Same thing with the bottom part. Less light is going to be hitting it down here. All right, so let me speed this up real quick and we'll get this finished and I'll be right back with you. Here's what it looks like finished. Now I could go back in and work this a little bit more. I'm trying to practice having a little bit looser style, which is very hard for me. It's hard to change your style of art. It happens more gradually over time, and that's okay. But I am trying to get a little bit looser style with this, is one of the reasons I'm enjoying it so much. So let's talk about a couple other things that we can do, the ways that you can use this pencil. So I have just a little cup of water here, and I can dip the pencil in the water and get it wet. And then that works a little bit differently than drawing it out and then using the brush to activate it. It's very dark. I haven't played around with that too much. Mostly I've just been doing the method that I showed you where I just sketched it out and then used the water to activate it. And then the other thing we can do is get the paper wet and then put the pencil on that wet paper. And as you see, it kind of spreads out as it hits that water. And you could play around with these other techniques. We could see how we could pull that around. That makes kind of a cool little effect. You have less control over where the pigment kind of pools up. This one over here, you can add some water to it. See how it reacts, play around with it. That's going to give you more of a gradation as you pull away. Yeah, so this is just a really fun pencil. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I really just recently started playing with it. I've had them for a couple weeks now, but it is so much fun. And if you're looking for something that's quick, easy, low pressure, very forgiving, this is a fun little exercise to do. It's a fun medium to work with. And I think you would enjoy it as much as I do. So like I said, I've only had these pencils for a few weeks. I just started playing around with them, but I want to show you what I've done so far. So I started working with some different faces and experimenting, playing around with different styles, learning how the brush works, or how the pencil rather, how the pencil works. I used two different brushes for this one and this one. This one was one of these aqua brushes, and it was a little bit drier. The water doesn't come out as nice. It might be plugged up or something. And that gave a little bit sketchier look, which was kind of fun, but I wish it was a little darker. So I could go back in and add some dark and play around with that a little bit. So just some faces, playing around with different things. This one was much darker, so maybe something in between would be a little bit better. This is a little too light. I feel like that's a little too dark. But really the idea is just to play with it, have fun, try some different things. I did a couple sunflower drawings, and then of course the rose drawing that I showed you today. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you feel inspired to try some new supplies yourself and have some fun with your artwork. I will see you next time. Happy creating! That's it for today's video. I sure hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you feel inspired to create some of your own artwork. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button And also you can subscribe if you want to get notified of future videos. And I will see you next time. Bye!